ఫోల్డర్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తున్నాం కదా సార్, మనం ఏ సైట్ అయితే హోస్ట్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాము.
ఓకే.
ఇప్పుడు అలాగా ఫోల్డర్ యాడ్ చేయకుండా డైరెక్ట్గా మనం పాతది సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకుని ఆ పాత నుంచి కాపీ చేయొచ్చు కదా సార్.
కాపీ చేయొచ్చు. మనం డాట్ అని
అది
ఇస్తున్నాం కదా!
వర్క్
డాట్‌కి బదులు ఆ ఫోల్డర్ లొకేషన్ ఇవ్వాలి.
అది యూబుంటులో అలా చేసినప్పుడు కాపీ అవుతుంది సార్, కానీ
హ్మ్.
రీప్లేస్ అవ్వట్లేదు సార్. అది అది డిఫాల్ట్ పేజ్ రీప్లేస్ అవ్వట్లేదు.
అంటే మేబీ ఆ ఫోల్డర్ పాత్ కరెక్ట్‌గా రావట్లేదేమో. ఒక్కసారి ఆ ఫోల్డర్ పాత్ కరెక్ట్‌గా చూడు. కాపీ అవుతుందా ఫైల్?
కాపీ అవుతుంది సార్, నేను
కాపీ
ట్రై
అయినప్పుడు
చేశాను,
ఏ
కాపీ
లొకేషన్‌కి
అవుతుంది. కాపీ
వెళ్తుంది? ఏ లొకేషన్‌కి వెళ్తుంది?
అది వేరే డబ్ల్యూడబ్ల్యూహెచ్డిఎంఎల్లోకి వెళ్తుంది సార్.
ఆ ఫోల్డర్ లోపల వచ్చేస్తుందా ఫైల్?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఆ ఫోల్డర్ లోపల వచ్చినప్పుడు అంటే ఒక ఒక పని చేయాలి. నీ ఫోల్డర్‌కి index.html అనే ఫైల్ ఉండాలి. నీ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఏదైతే ఉందో అందులో index.html అనేది ఏంటి అంటే ల్యాండింగ్ పేజ్, స్టార్టింగ్ పేజ్ అంటాం. సో ఒక్కసారి నీ ప్రాజెక్ట్‌లో index.html అనే ఫైల్ ఉందేమో చూడు. సో index.html ఫైల్ ఉంటే అది ఫస్ట్ ఓపెన్ అవుతుంది.
ఇప్పుడు ఒకవేళ అది వేర్ హెచ్డిఎంఎల్ అనే ఫోల్డర్ ఎక్కడ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది సార్ ఇది?
అర్థం కాలేదమ్మా.
ఇప్పుడు యూబుంటులో మనకు ఇప్పుడు వేర్ ఫోల్డర్లో ఇప్పుడు డబ్ల్యూడబ్ల్యూ సబ్ ఫోల్డర్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా సార్.
అవును.
ఆ, అవి మనం యాక్సెస్ చేయడానికి ఉంటుందా సార్? అది డైరెక్ట్
దీంట్లో
కమెంట్స్
మనం
ద్వారా యాక్సెస్
యాక్సెస్
చేయొచ్చా?
చేయట్లేదమ్మా. మనం కంటైనర్‌లో యాక్సెస్ చేయలేము. సారీ, ఇమేజెస్‌లో అలా చేయలేము. సో మనకి ఏంటంటే ఈసీ2లో ఉంటే మనకి ఇదంతా ఉంటుంది. సో స్పెసిఫిక్‌గా ఎళ్లి
ఎస్ సార్.
ఫైల్ డైరెక్టరీ అంతా ఎళ్లి చూసుకోవచ్చు. సో దీంట్లో ఏంటంటే కంటైనర్స్ అంటే టోటల్‌గా లైట్ వెయిట్ కాబట్టి ఆ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ఏంటి అంటే విల్ గో విత్ డిఫాల్ట్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్. సో ఇంకా స్పెసిఫిక్‌గా నువ్వు ఆ ఫైల్స్ చూడాలి అంటే ఒక్కసారి మన ఈ డాకర్ డెస్క్‌టాప్ సాఫ్ట్‌వేర్ ఉంది కదా! సో దాన్ని యూజ్ చేస్తే
ఎస్ సార్.
ఒకసారి ఏంటంటే వాడు ఇక్కడ డీటెయిల్స్ చూపిస్తాడు. ఇక్కడ వ్యూ ఫైల్స్ అని వస్తుంది. నార్మల్‌గా డాకర్ డెస్క్‌టాప్ ఇప్పుడు నార్మల్ స్క్రీన్ ఓపెన్ చేయలేదు కదా! ఒక్క నిమిషం.
ఎస్.
సో
ఎస్ సార్, ఓపెన్ చేస్తాను. ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్. అదే కంటైనర్స్ దగ్గర.
అక్కడ ఉంటుంది. అక్కడ వ్యూ ఫైల్స్‌లో చెక్ చేసుకో. నీకు ఇమేజెస్‌కి కూడా చూపిస్తది సేమ్ అదే. ఓకే. స్క్రీన్ వస్తుంది కదా!
एक्सक्यूज
ఎస్
मी
సార్.
सर।
యాహ్! యాహ్! టెల్ మీ సైఫ్ ఖాన్.
सर मैंने कल डॉकर ऐप से 2 इमेज रन किया।
1
पहले
second.
तो
1
मैं
minute. Saif, 1 minute. I'm just clarifying a doubt of Ajay. I'll clarify him and I'll come to you. Okay. So go to Docker desktop software. So ikkada if at all if you select your image, so ikkada actions lo you can see your file. Okay. Not this. Maybe container lo
మన
చూడొచ్చు.
మన యూజ్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఇవి ఇమేజెస్ అనేవి స్టాప్ కండిషన్లో పెట్టుకోవాలా సార్? అంటే రన్నింగ్
స్టాప్
కండిషన్ పెట్టిన.
కండిషన్లో పెట్టుకోవాలి. స్టాప్ కండిషన్లో పెట్టుకుంటే ఏంటంటే నీకు మెమరీ అనేది కొంచెం ఫ్రీగా ఉంటుంది సిస్టమ్. ఇక్కడ కింద చూపిస్తూ ఉంది కదా నీకు ర్యామ్ సిపియు అదే ఫ్రీ అవుతూ ఉంటుంది అనమాట.
సార్ వన్ థింగ్ సార్, వన్ నోట్ సార్. ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు పోర్ట్ నెంబర్స్ మనం దానికి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తాం కదా సార్, ఒక్కొక్క ఇమేజ్కి ఒక పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ అన్నది మనం అసైన్ చేస్తున్నాం.
అవును.
అది ర్యాండమ్గా మీరు పిక్ చేస్తున్నారు సార్? అది ఒకవేళ దానికి ఏమన్నా ఒక
నేను మాన్యువల్గా
ఫార్మాట్ అన్నది
ఇస్తున్నా. మనం ఏ పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ అయినా కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు. సో నేను మాన్యువల్గా ఇస్తున్నాను కదా. సో
అది సంథింగ్
8080 హోస్ట్, ఇదేమో కంటెంట్ పోర్ట్ నెంబర్. ఈ
అది
8080
80
అనేది
అన్నది
హోస్ట్.
సిరీస్ అక్కడి నుంచి ఫ్రీ.
అదే టోటల్గా మనకి 65,000 సమ్ చేంజ్ అలా అన్ని పోర్ట్ నంబర్స్ మనకి
సార్
అవైలబుల్గా
సార్
ఉంటాయి.
అది సార్, అది 8000 నుంచి అవి
మ్మ్.
మనం పిక్ చేసుకోవచ్చు సార్. 8000 నుంచి
చేసుకోవచ్చు.
2008.
ఎయిట్ థౌసండ్ నుంచి ఏదైనా చేంజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అదే ఏంటంటే కొన్ని ఫిక్స్డ్ పోర్ట్ నంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి. పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ 80 అనుకో
ఎస్.
హెచ్టిటిపి. సో ఇంకొకటి మన ఎఫ్టిపి ఉందనుకో, పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ 21 22. సో అది ఇస్తే తీసుకోదు, ఎందుకంటే అవి స్టాండర్డ్ పోర్ట్ నంబర్స్. సో అవి మనం యూజ్ చేసుకోలేము అనమాట. సో అవి కాకుండా మిగతా అన్ని పోర్ట్ నంబర్స్ మనం యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ నార్మల్గా చూస్తే ఇక్కడ వ్యూ ఫైల్స్లో వస్తాయి, నీకు ఒక్కసారి చెక్ చేసుకో. నార్మల్గా నీ కాపీ ఏందో లేదో అని తెలుసు. ఓకే.
ఓకే సార్, డెఫినెట్.
నెక్స్ట్, యా సైఫ్ ఖాన్, వాట్ ఈస్ యువర్ డౌట్?
हाँ, एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
యా.
कल मैंने एक वेबसाइट क्रिएट किया था सर,
ఓకే.
index.html से। फिर इसको डॉकर फाइल प्रोजेक्ट में डाला। फिर सेम फोल्डर में
ఓకే.
एक डॉकर फाइल क्रिएट किया सर।
ఓకే.
फिर पहला कमांड रन किया तो
ఓకే.
पहले वो सही रन किया, इट्स वर्क्स दिखाया। फिर मैंने दूसरा रन किया तो मेरी वेबसाइट रन नहीं कर रही थी सर।
ओके, एरर क्या बता रहा था?
सेम आ रहा था, इट्स वर्क्स दिखा रहा था सर।
नहीं नहीं, एरर कुछ बताया था कमांड एग्जीक्यूट करने के बाद, क्या एरर बोल रहा था वो?
कोई एरर नहीं था सर उसमें।
फिर?
वेबसाइट रन नहीं कर रहा था सर।
ओके, एक बार उस आपका स्क्रीन शेयर करके बताओ क्या कैसे किया आप?
ओके सर।
And I just wanted to know if you are having any doubts or queries, you can just discuss in the group such that you can exchange the knowledge between you people. So I am not seeing any type of discussion in the group. So if you guys are facing any problems, you can just ask your friends. नहीं, ये ओके है आपका, ये आप VS कोड में कोड लिखते हैं ना, उसको बताओ.
ओके सर।
ओके, फ्रॉम HTTPD, ठीक है. ओके, सही है. ठीक है. क्या कमांड रन किए थे आप?
सर मैंने इंडेक्स डॉट एच टी एम एल मैंने
सही है.
फाइल है
सही है,
सर।
करेक्ट है पूरा. एक बार डॉकर का कमांड एग्जीक्यूट करो.
ओके सर।
ओके. क्या बता रहे हैं वो? द एरर में इंडिकेट दैट
సార్
डॉकर डेमन इज
కాపీ
नॉट.
పాత్ అన్నది, సార్ కాపీ పాత్ కొంచెం ఒకసారి చెక్ చేయండి సార్. అది
అది ఓకే, అది प्रॉब्लम లేదు. डॉकर रन आउट ले फर्स्ट. डॉकर का सॉफ्टवेयर नहीं चल रहा क्या उसमें?
अभी स्टार्ट किए सर।
ओके. ओके, एक बार उसमें एक्चुअली वो रनिंग स्टेट रनिंग बोल के बताना है, या अभी स्टार्ट हो रहा है वो?
कल था सर, कल था।
ओके. 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 ओके, बिल्ड हुआ है ना?
सर 8080 पे रन कर सकते हैं ना?
हाँ, कर सकते हैं, स्टार्टिंग कंटेनर है ना, कर सकते हैं। ओके, चालू हो गया।
सर यही आ रहा है सर।
सही है ना, फिर आपके HTML का फाइल तो यही है ना। हम्म।
अभी आ गया सर, अभी आ गया सर।
ओके, ओ ओके, आपको इसको एक बार रिफ्रेश करना पड़ता है। ठीक है। सो
ओके
बिकॉज
सर।
कैच फाइल रहता है ना, वो कैची फाइल से वो प्रीवियस का वेब पेज दिखाएगा। एक बार रिफ्रेश कर दिया तो आपका नया प्रोजेक्ट दिख जाएगा। ठीक है।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
ఓకే, సో నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకొకరికి ఎనీవన్ హ్యాస్ హ్యావింగ్ ఎనీ డౌట్?
సార్
సార్ స్మాల్ డాట్ సార్.
చెప్పండి, ఎవరైనా ఒకరు చెప్పండి.
సార్ ఇది ఇండియన్ కంటైనర్ కింద క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం ఇలా డిఫరెంట్ పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ ఇస్తాం కదా దాంట్లో ఇది
నీ వాయిస్ కొంచెం
ఒకే
క్లియర్గా లేదు.
దాంతో చేయలేమంటారా
కొంచెం
కంటైనర్?
స్లోగా చెప్పు అమ్మా.
ఇప్పుడు ఓకేనా సార్? ఓకే
చెప్పు.
ఓకే. అంటే మనం ఇండియన్ కంటైనర్ క్రియేట్ చేసాం కదా సార్,
ఓకే.
ఇమేజెస్.
మ్హూ.
సో అందుకని ఇమేజెస్ క్రియేట్ చేయకుండా ఒక ఇమేజ్ తోటే ఎడిట్ చేయలేమా అని.
చేసుకోవచ్చు. అది ఇప్పుడు నేను చూపిస్తాను. నెక్స్ట్ ఇంకా ఒకటే ఇమేజ్
చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఒక ఇమేజ్
ప్రతిసారి
తోటి
మనము.
దాన్ని ఎడిట్ చేయడం.
అదే అదే, నాకు అర్థమైంది. ఇప్పుడు మనం నెక్స్ట్ స్టెప్ అదే చేస్తాం అనమాట. ఇది జస్ట్ మనము ఆ
ఓకే
కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థం చేసుకోవడం చేసాం కాబట్టి అలా చేసాము. నెక్స్ట్ ఏం చేస్తామంటే విల్ గో విత్ వర్షన్ నంబర్స్.
ఓకే
సో
ఓకే
వర్షనింగ్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో వర్షన్ 1 ఓపెన్ చేయాలంటే వర్షన్
ఓకే
ఓపెన్ చేసి సేమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఉంటుంది. ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్‌కి డిఫరెంట్ వర్షన్ నంబర్స్ ఇస్తామన్నమాట.
ఓకే
సో అలా చేసుకోవచ్చు.
ఓకే
ఒకటే
ఓకే
ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఉంటుంది. బట్ వర్షన్ నంబర్స్ మారుతాయి. ఓకే.
ఓకే
నీది ప్రాక్టికల్
ఓకే సార్.
వచ్చేసిందా నీకు? ఇమేజ్ క్రియేట్ చేయడము, కంటైనర్స్ రన్ చేయడము వచ్చేసిందా?
వచ్చింది సార్, అది సేవ్ చేశాక అంత వర్క్ అయింది.
ఓకే. ఓకే. ఫైన్. ఇంకా ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయా?
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మనం ఆ, ఒకవేళ ఆ ఫైల్ మనం ఎడిట్ చేయలేకుండా ప్రాజెక్ట్ మళ్ళీ దాన్ని ఎలా మనం యాక్సెస్ చేయాలి సార్? అదే ఇమేజ్ ఇమేజ్లో ఫైల్ మళ్ళీ చేంజ్ చేయడానికి.
అవును. సో ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్ మన దగ్గర ఉండాలి ఫస్ట్ థింగ్ ఇస్. సో ఆ ఇమేజ్ మీరే క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నారు కదా!
ఎస్
సో
సార్.
ఇమేజ్ మీరే బిల్డ్ చేస్తున్నారు.
ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు ఆల్రెడీ నేను ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ బిల్డ్ చేశాను సార్. బిల్డ్ చేసి దాన్ని
హ్మ్.
కనెక్ట్ అయ్యాను దానికి. హోస్ట్ చేశాను. ఇప్పుడు దాన్ని మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ డే ఆ ప్రాజెక్ట్‌లో సమ్ చేంజెస్ ఏవి చేయాలి సార్. అప్పుడు చేంజెస్ చేయాలన్నప్పుడు దాన్ని మనం మళ్ళీ దాన్ని ఎలా
అది
కనెక్ట్
నేను
చేయాలి
ఇప్పుడు
సార్?
ఈరోజు చూపిస్తాను.
VS
అదే
Code.
సేమ్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఇప్పుడు ఒక 1 వీక్ తర్వాత అప్డేట్ చేయాలి.
ఎస్
రైట్?
సార్. ఎస్
సో
సార్.
అప్డేట్ ఎలా చేస్తారో ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్తానులే. ఓకే. అదే ఈరోజు చేద్దాం.
ఓకే సార్.
ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ సుబ్బు చేసావా?
అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేశారు సార్, అది ఇంకా ట్రై చేయలేదు సార్.
డాకర్ ఇన్‌స్టాలేషన్ అయిందా?
అయింది.
ఓకే. మరి ప్రాక్టికల్ ఇంగా ఇన్‌స్టాలేషన్‌కే ఎక్కువ టైం పడుతుంది. సో ఇది ప్రాక్టికల్ ఈరోజు చేస్తావా?
ఈరోజు అయిపోయింది.
ఓకే. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ అఖిల్. అఖిల్ కృష్ణ. నీ స్టేటస్ ఏంటమ్మా?
సార్ ఇవాళ చేయలేదు సార్ ఇవాళ. అది
ఓకే.
అసలు ఫస్ట్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసింది ఓపెన్ అవ్వలేదు సార్.
ఓకే. ఫిక్స్ చేసావా మరి ఇన్‌స్టాలేషన్ ఇప్పుడు?
కానీ ఇవాళ చేశారు.
ఓకే.
ఇన్స్టాలేషన్ చేశారు సార్ ఇవాళ.
ఓకే. డాకర్ ఇంజిన్ రన్
యాక్చువల్లీ
అవుతుందా?
ఒక అప్డేట్ ఐ మీన్ ఒకటి ఇన్స్టాల్ అది
అమ్మా?
అసలు ఓపెన్ అవ్వలేదు సార్ డాకర్ అది.
ఓకే.
ఓపెన్ అవ్వలేదు సార్ అసలు.
హుహు.
ఇవాళ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తా సార్ అది మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి ట్రై చేస్తా.
ఓకే. ఓకే.
అంటే సపోర్ట్ చేయట్లే ఈ ల్యాప్‌టాప్‌లో.
హుహు. కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ మినిమమ్ 8 జీబీ ఉండేలా చూసుకోండమ్మా. 4 జీబీలో రాదు సరిగ్గా.
అదే.
హ్మ్.
ఇవాళ ట్రై
ఓకే.
చేస్తా సార్.
ఓకే. ఓకే. So one more thing I would like to add from here onwards, actually, you need to explore more things. Okay. So ఇప్పుడు మనం the thing which we have tried, creating one uh, building one image and creating the containers. Okay, so this is very basic to all. So without doing any this process, you can't proceed into further steps. అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. So this whatever we have done yesterday is very very foundation అన్నమాట. సో వితౌట్ డూయింగ్ దిస్ యూ కాంట్ మూవ్ ఫర్దర్. సో ఈ స్టెప్స్ లేకుండా మనం ముందుకు వెళ్ళి ఏమీ చేయలేము. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈస్ వెరీ వెరీ బేసిక్ అండ్ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ఆల్ ద ఫర్దర్ స్టెప్స్ ఆర్ డిపెండెంట్ ఆన్ దిస్ ఓన్లీ. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ డూయింగ్ దిస్, యూ కాంట్ ప్రొసీడ్ ఫర్దర్. అది గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఓకే, సో కమింగ్ బ్యాక్ టు ద క్లాస్. సో సో So I think this part we have finished. So project we have taken, image we have finished. Next, we have run it on containers. Okay. I think this concept should be very very familiar to everyone. So if I ask project, you should need to explain. If I suddenly say what is image, so you need to understand the concept. A concept ఏంటి, image అంటే ఏంటి, అది ఏం వర్క్ చేస్తుంది, how it is helping us. Okay, so after images, what is this container, what is this exactly container is doing. So this concept need to be very very familiar to you guys. Okay, so what we have done so far is we have tested the whole environment locally, right? So locally using Docker engine, we have tried. Okay. So that means this is just to make you people understand the concept, how it really works. So this we haven't done using our instances. So why? Because everybody is very familiar with an operating system. So some hardware configuration, we are all very very familiar. But this is completely a new concept. So what is this container? Without what is this image? So we doesn't know anything about this. So that is the reason we have tested locally. Okay, and understood now. Okay, so now we shall do the same into the cloud part today. Okay, so cloud part, and maybe we can say indirectly we can say AWS. AWS could, I don't think we'll be starting this AWS part. I think yes, I think AWS part also we'll do today. Okay, so how will we do the same thing on the cloud? So as you have tested, we needed Docker engine software, so we have installed Docker engine software and we were able to run this images on container. Okay, now how we will execute the same thing onto the cloud. Okay, so in the previous class we have missed out something called Docker Hub, right? So this was very very important. As I think the other day also I have told you guys to create one Docker Hub account. So under Docker Hub account create చేసుకున్నారు కదా. I hope
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్.
everyone is having Docker Hub account, right? So Docker Hub account తీసుకోండి. So one thing is just log in into your Docker Hub account. So we'll work on Docker Hub, how it is helpful, what we can do using Docker Hub. So that we'll explore first, and how to upload your images onto Docker. So what you're doing, So if you go through this Docker desktop software, so here you can see you are creating all these images. For example, here you can see 10 images we have created. So these are all locally stored, right? So here again containers. So containers, this is a testing environment. So we are all testing these containers in our local machines as we are specifying these local port numbers. So the total test has been happening in the local part. Okay, so now, for example, if you are a developer, so you have built your project and you have created one image and you have tested it on a container. Okay, so everything is working fine. Now you want to ship the project to the next level. That means you want to share this project to the what we say our Docker team, sorry, our testing team or a client. I think if you go through our PPT once again, so here what is this person doing? So in here you can see there are three environments. One is a developer environment, build environment, and the production environment. Okay. So this part we have completed successfully. Developer machine, the developer have created a project. He had created one image and also he had tested it on a container. It is working fine. So now we need to ship this particular project to build a server. Okay. So how we will be doing that? Okay. So here you can see one is you can do it through git, or else you can, even if you can remove this git, you can directly do it using docker registry. So what we shall do is we shall send our project directly to docker registry. Okay, from here this using this docker registry, our images will be stored, our images and our project will be stored in the docker registry. From the docker registry, this build server will be taking your project, or else from the same place this production server will be taking our project. Okay, so as you can see in this step, only our build server is taking the docker registry. So when you see in the next step, so as you can see the developer machine has put it in the docker registry. So now from the docker registry, this build server can take our code. In the same way, the production server can also take our code. Okay, so let us see that practically. So how we will be sending our project to Docker Hub or Docker registry. Okay. So for that, first minimum thing what we need is create an account. Okay. So that we have done. So you need to sign in and create one account. So after creating account, just try to log in. So Docker Hub. Okay. Okay. Just click on this. Okay, I will sign in. Okay, I have just logged into my Docker Hub account. So here you can see when I logged in into my account, it is showing my list of images. So this is the same thing. What is this is very similar to this Docker software. So here you can see your Docker software. So you are storing images, right? So these images are storing locally, right? So these images in this Docker desktop software, we are able to store these images locally. Whereas in the Docker Hub, we can store the images on the cloud. Okay, so that means we can simply say that Docker Hub is a cloud where our where we will be putting our images. Okay, so here you can see, and very important thing what you need to remember is your username. So here you can see Hari to Bablu, this is nothing but my username. So username will play a very very prominent role in this Docker Hub. So you can see I have two projects. This is project number one. Okay, so this is project number two. So I have two projects, and you can see each project is followed by my username. As you can see, project is actually MP is my project name, and Hari to Bablu is my username. So similarly, project number two. So this is my username followed by project name. So this is very very important. Username followed by your project name. So this is how the tagging will be done. Okay, so all your projects will be stored with username. So for every project your username will come first, then slash followed by your project name. Okay, so in this, if you go into this, so you will be finding the details about your project. Okay, for example, you can see if you want to use this project. Okay, so similarly, it's simple. In simple terms, actually, there is two commands you can remember. So push, pull, and run commands. Okay, so you here you can understand. So push command will push your project from your local system to the cloud. Okay, so that also we'll be doing practically. Push command will upload your project from your local system to the Docker Hub. Okay, so similarly, pull command. So this pull command will download the project from the Docker Hub. And similarly, now the very very important thing is, so the thing is we are use this is a repository. That means we are storing our project here. So basically there will be two types of repositories. One is a public repository and a private repository. So here you can see the status. Here it is showing as public. That means everybody on the internet can be able to access this project. So similarly, this is also public. Okay, so whereas you can change this thing to public or private. Okay, so or else I'll do one thing. I'll create one repository in front of you, then you can get some idea. So if I click on create repository, that means the place where I can store my project. So click on create repository. So here it is there. As you know, first our username will come, then followed by our repository. So I'll say first Docker Hub project. Okay, so this is my first Docker hub project. So as you can see, there are two types of repositories. So one is public and one is private. And you can see this is actually we are using this Docker Hub as a free account, right? So this for if at all you can see here there is an upgrade button. So upgrade button, if you click on this upgrade account, so this is the plan which you can use. So right now we are using this personal account. So we are having only limited access of the complete features. Okay, if you are going for a pro account, then you will have to pay $5 per month. If you are working as a team, so if multiple people are involved, so for that you need to pay $9. Similarly, if you are doing some business or some bigger project, so then you'll be having more features. Okay, so right now we are under this personal account. So that means we are having only limited and for learning purposes. So that is the reason the private account is very very limited. Only one repository you will be able to create private. So rest all of your projects will be public. That means all the images which you are keeping here are public and accessible to everyone. Okay, so remember that this project can is being stored publicly. That means anybody can access your project. So we can also discuss that in the further way, like how we can use public repositories, how you can also download public projects and all. That also we will discuss. So first we'll create one repository. I'll say my first uh, Docker hub. So I'll say it is my first Docker hub. Okay. Then I'll click on public and I'll click on create. Okay. So here you can see there are two commands they are telling you. So this I think I'll explain you while doing it in a practical way. Okay. So click on create. As you can see, I have created one public repository. Okay. So that means here I can be able to store my Docker images. Okay. So next thing is how to upload my local project to the Docker repository, sorry, Docker hub. So how we will do that, we'll do it in a practical way. So so push command, it will be uploading your project to the Docker hub, whereas pull command, it will be downloading the project from the Docker hub. So run command will execute your images. Okay. So we'll get back. So we'll do it in a practical way. So I'll open Visual Studio. So I think this was my old project. So okay, so we shall try to do what we shall try to do. First, you need to remember uh, we want to upload our project to the Docker Hub. So we should have some images. So I'll say Docker images. Okay. So here is all my images which are available, right? So remember that when you steps involved, I'll write or else. Okay, I'll say steps for uploading uploading project or images to Docker Hub. So first step is tagging. Okay, so you need to give one tag name. Create a tag. Okay, so you need to provide a tag name. Second, you need to use push command. Okay, so two steps. Okay, it's very simple only. So these two steps we have to do, right, for uploading our project to the Docker hub. So okay, we'll do the first step now. So how to create the tagging, I will tell you. So the tagging is like, first one is the command for creating tagging is Docker tag your project name. Okay, so your project name space, here it is an important point. So here you need to provide your username. So as you know, the username is very very important for all your Docker projects. So this is the, you might be asking, sir, where I'll be getting my username. So this will be your username, or else you can see in the top section you can find this, right? So this will be your username. Okay, so you need to provide that. Why we are providing this username? Because a Docker hub repository will be created with first your username followed by the project name. Okay, we need to provide in this syntax. So I'll get back. So as you know, we need to provide a username followed by my project name. Okay, so here you can also provide your versioning. So you can say version number. Okay, so this we will do practically now. So this docker command, I'll put a tag and the name of the project. This is the name of your local project. Okay, this is the name of your local project space the Docker Hub username followed by what name you want to save on the Docker Hub. Okay, these both need not be same. So this is the name which you want to give onto the Docker Hub. Okay, so followed by the version number, and also in some cases you can also ignore version number. That is not a problem. Okay, so we'll try to create tag now. So I'll go back to Visual Studio. So here I'll try first. I'll take one project. So my project. Okay, I'll do one thing. My first project. First, let me see this. My first project, how it is working. So Docker run -p 8080 colon 80 -d. I'll say what is the project name? My first project 3, or else I'll take my Apache project. What's it? Because it is only one. So I'll take my Apache project. Okay. So let me see the output how it is working. Okay. Right. My Apache 2, my Apache project is running now. Let me see the output. Okay. So go to containers. Okay. My Apache 2 project. So I'll just scroll down. Okay, so my Apache project it is running. So I'll click on this. Okay, so I think there is no project here. This is running on default page. Okay, so or else just we are trying it for a practical, right? So for practical, no problem. So I'll upload this. So this will be my output. Okay, so I'll come back. I'll go to my Docker Hub. So here I'll try to create the tagging. Okay, so Docker tag. So my project name is my Apache project, my Apache project. Okay, space. As I told, you need to provide username. So my username is Hari to Bablu, and forward slash you need to give the project name. So I'll say uh, Docker Hub project. Okay, so this will be the name given to this. Okay, okay, so Docker Hub project. And if at all if you want, you can also give versioning. I'll say this is version number 1. Okay, so version number 1. Okay, so now I can see, so the command executed successfully without any error. So what I have done, I have tagged my project, my Apache project, to Hari to Bablu forward slash Docker Hub project version 1. Okay, now again I'll go to this list and I will see. So Docker images. So now you need to find your project with name Hari to Bablu Docker Hub project 1. So where is it? Okay, so here you can see Hari to Bablu Hub project number 1. Okay, so it has created the tagging part. Okay, so tagging part is done successfully. So next, use push command. So how we'll use the push command is docker push. Here you need to provide your user name. So you need to provide the name. Here you can see user name followed by your project name. Okay, so this you can do. So I'll come back. So I'll type the command. So I'll say, so this is to upload our project to the Docker Hub. Okay. So I'll say Docker push. So Docker push, and it is my username is just you can copy this one. So we wanted to upload this one, right? So we can just type this one. So it is hurry to Bablu / Docker hub project. Okay. So now I'll say enter. And if I say this enter, it will be uploading my project to the repository. So before that, you need to remember that there is another command you need to do. So that is, so before this you need to do one more thing. That is the I will write, okay, I'll write this as 3. I'll write step number 2. So the step number 2 is login. Okay, login to Docker Hub in command line. Okay, so you might be asking, sir, how to log in to the Docker Hub. So why? Because this is important is, if you are executing the command, it should properly find the path where it need to go, right? So for that purpose, we are creating one login account. So the command is docker login. Okay, so after logging in, you can be able to upload your projects to the account, right? So without logging in, we can't upload our image, right? So for that, we need to log in. So get back, go to your Visual Studio and log in here. Execute this command. So docker space login. Okay, so this will log in into your Docker Hub account. So here you will be needing your username and password. Okay, so here you can see when I executed the command, authenticating with existing credentials. That means I have already completed the process. So here, when you enter, when you just execute this login command, it will ask you two things. One is username and your password. So you might be asking, sir, what is this username and password? So it is the same thing which you have provided here. So sign out. I'll show once again. So if I sign in, so here I'm providing my email address, right? So a same email address you need to provide, followed by the password. Okay. So here it is not showing me because I have already entered those. So that is just simple step. Just if you enter this Docker space login, it will ask you to enter your email ID. So enter the email ID. Then after verifying your email ID, it will ask for the password. So just enter your password. Then the login will be succeeded. Okay. So after this only you will be able to upload your project onto Docker Hub. Okay. So now I'll execute the command. So I'll say docker push, and my project name is uh, hurry to Bablu / Docker Hub project. Okay, Docker Hub project. Okay, so I'll be uploading just simple command docker push hurry to Bablu at the Docker Hub project. So and now I'll say enter. So now it will upload your project. So what is saying, the push refers to latest. Tag does not exist. So I think we have not provided the tag. So I'll provide the tag. So I'll say :1. Okay. So this is the first version. Okay. So enter. So now as you can see, it is uploading my project to the Docker repository. So as you can see, our project is very, very huge in size. So 180 MB. So this 180 MB completely will not be uploaded. So why? Because as you can see, when we have entered this from Ubuntu Apache file, right? So this, it has taken from the Docker Hub repository, right? So similarly here also what happened is, while uploading your project, the whole 180 MB will not be uploaded. Why? Because almost 150 MB will be of this Ubuntu Apache server only. So as you know, we bought this Ubuntu Apache server from Docker Hub, right? So while uploading, what it does is it will skip the uploading process and it will directly connect from the Docker Hub. Okay, so it will not upload the whole image from your local system. So alternatively it will take the system this image directly from the Docker Hub repository. Okay, so as you can see it has been completed. Okay, so successfully uploaded our project to Docker Hub. So now let us go back and see. So I'll just go to my browser. So I'll just refresh my page. Okay, okay. So here you can see Hari to Bablu Docker Hub project. Okay, so this is a recent one which we have uploaded from here. You can just check the name, Hari to Bablu Docker Hub project 1. Control C. Okay, the same name you have got. Okay, so similarly just now we were asking like if I want to give more changes, if I want to do any changes. Okay, for example I'll do one thing. So this is my previous project. Okay, let us assume that this is my first build. Okay, so you can see here version number 1. Okay, so version number 1 we have provided, right? So similarly now what I'll do, I'll provide some other version. Okay, so I will go back and I will say I'll create one more, or else I'll take another project. Docker run. I'll try to run another project. So I'll say my first project. No, I think first project will not work. So I'll say my first project 3. Okay, let me see what exactly is this first my first project 3. Okay, so I'll run the project and see first. Docker run minus p 8080 colon uh, 80. I think I hope the this port number is not occupied. I'll go to my containers. I'll just stop it. Okay, why? Because I will need this port number 8080. If I again type it, it won't give me this port number. Or else we can also change the port number. What's that? That is also another option available for us. So I'll say run it on port number 8081 space my first project 3. Okay, so let us see. Okay, there is some error. I think we have not correctly entered it. I think we have missed minus d here. Okay, I'll do that again. Oh, is it already? I think it's already running. So 8081. Okay, so this is my output of my next update. Okay, so this is version number 1. This is version number 2. Okay, so this version number 2 is available. This version number 2, I think control Z. Okay, so if I go back and see my first project 3. Okay, this is the update I want to give. Okay, so this update I want to upload on this Docker Hub. Okay, so again what we need to do, as you know, this is the update I want to give to the Docker Hub. Okay, so how to do that is, as you know, just same rules, just follow these rules. Again we have to give the tag name. Okay, so what it says, Docker tag project name. So I'll say my project name is my first project 3. So I'll copy, I'll go back and I'll say Docker tag my first project. I've just pasted space, what is asking, username followed by project name. Okay, so this also I can copy. So where I can get, so I can directly get this from here. right? This is my project. So copy, here I want to upload, right? So copy and paste. Sorry, it's not pasting properly. So I'll write the command again. So hurry to, I think, hurry to Bablu slash Docker Hub project. So, okay, Docker Hub project. Okay. So this I'll be giving, and here I'll say colon 2. Okay, because this is the second update. Okay. Or else even if you forget this also no problem. While pushing your project, you can give the same thing. So okay. So I'll say enter. Right. It has created. So now I'll say I'll go to Docker images and I'll see Docker images. Okay. So now you can see two Docker Hub projects here. Okay, why? Because we have not provided any number here. Previously, we have used this one to create the version number. So here you can see latest. So this is the latest project which I want to upload. Right. So this is my new project. I've worked and created new project. So for that, Docker push command I'll use. So Docker push command hurry to Bablu. So Docker Hub project. So here I'll say this is version number 2. Okay. So I'll upload this new project. Okay. So enter. Okay. This need to. So it says tag number 2 does not exist. So why tag number 2 does not exist? Or else I'll do one thing. I'll just try to upload without tag name only. Let me see. So here you can see I've just uploaded without the tag number, right? So upload has been completed. So I'll get back and I'll see. So this is the repository, and I'll just refresh the page. Okay. So as you can see, without I've uploaded without the tag number, so it has taken the latest one. So whenever you upload one new project, it will just keep on incrementing. Okay. So this is my old project and this is my latest update. Okay. So two images I have uploaded. Okay. So next important thing is we want to use it on the cloud, right? So as you can see, you need to host this image onto the cloud. So basically today what we shall do is we shall try to do the easiest one. I think we have already worked on light sail, right? In this light sail also we have found one option. So where it was asking for containers, right? So I think you guys remember. So while exploring this light cell, we have found this container option also, but we have ignored and we have told that we'll be discussing in the next part, right? So now we'll explore this and we'll complete that option. Okay. So why I'm trying to teach you using the light cell is this is the most easiest part to understand. Okay. So we'll explore. I'll go back to my Amazon account. So console. Okay. I'll log in. Okay. I came to my console account. So I'll go to light sail. Okay. Click on light sail. Okay. So in this light sail option you can see containers here. So I'll try to make use of this containers. Okay. So just click on this container and create one container. Okay. So you can just click on create container service. Okay. So here what you can do, just create a container service location. So maybe it has taken by default to Mumbai, right? So here you can say just because we are testing it for a small time, I'll go with micro. Okay, so micro and scroll down. So click on this setup first deployment. Okay, or else you can just ignore this. You can ignore this, or else we'll see explore if at all. Okay, so if at all, if I want to set up first deployment. Okay, so first, if your container is running, what should it run first? Okay, so I'll select hello world. So let it run one basic example. Okay, so this will help you to check whether your container is running or not. If your container is running, it will execute hello world program. Okay, so scroll down. So the container name hello world, and I'm using port number 80, and the protocol is http. Okay, so scroll down, and the name of your container service. So here I'm not changing any changes, so I'm providing my container service. Scroll down and click on create container service. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just creating one container in Mumbai region. Okay, and the configuration is micro. So inside this container, I'm using one hello world program. I'm deploying simply in our Docker terms, we can say I am just uploading one hello world image. Okay, so that this image will be running in your container. So it will execute hello world program. Okay, so then you can click on create container. Okay, so it will take a couple of minutes to complete this. So it is just creating your container, and after creating your container, you can access your container through this link. Okay, so this link will help you to get to your container. Okay, and after this, if at all, if you need any additional changes, changing the configuration, capacity, storage, and the link, and everything, you can do that. Will explore once your container is ready. Okay, it is deploying now. So this hello world image is directly provided by AWS. Okay, so we are not writing any program. So this is just a template for an image. This image is provided by AWS. Okay, so once you configure, you can run any number of images, right? Whenever installing Docker on our computer, so that took a lot of time, right? So once your installation has been done, so the further steps like executing the command, like creating the images or deploying the containers is becoming easy. So what happens here is it is just preparing and doing the configuration process. Once your configuration is done properly, then you can instantly change your images or change your deployments. All the operations will be very very easy after that. Okay, so this configuration only, it will be taking some time. it need to create one instance with this configuration, 1 GB RAM and 0.25 CPU. And inside this instance, it need to configure the Docker engine. So after installing and configuring your Docker engine, it need to upload or deploy this hello world program for making it available. Okay, so I think now our container service is ready, and you can see the status is in running condition. And again, I think the deployment hasn't been completed. It is showing activating deployment in 4 stages. Okay, so okay, I think that has also been completed. So you can see this hello world program, the first deployment, it is also complete and it is in active process. And also you can see the status is running, so no any pending jobs here. So now we can check our content. So for that, what you need to do is, I already told you, you need to just access through this link. So click on public domain. It will take you to your container access. Okay, so here you can see, as I already told, we have deployed one basic one, that is one hello world program we have deployed. Okay, so this is the hello world program which has been provided by AWS. And you can see success, that means your container is running with hello world program correctly. Okay, so congratulations, you have just deployed the Amazon Lightsen example container image, right? We have selected hello world, so they have provided us this example container image. Okay, so the configuration part, it is successful, correct? So now I want to deploy my images. Okay, so my images are located on Docker Hub. So if I go back to the PPT again, so here you can see the developer machine, it has sent this to Docker image. So Docker registry, one part is finished from development machine to this Docker hub has finished. Now this Docker hub need to get into production, that means onto the cloud. Okay, so we need to pick this Docker hub image, and we need to push it to the production section or build server section. Okay, so we generally call it as deployment also. So here you can see deployment, we will take this image from the Docker hub and we will deploy it. Okay, so how to do the deployment we'll see. So as I already told, so to upload this image, so this starts the this will play a prominent role. Okay, so simply what you can do is just select this tag. Okay, okay, so I think this is not the one, so I'll go back, and this is the latest image. So here what you can do is just to copy your public repository name. So copy this, copy, and just place it in your container service. So here you need to provide this link. So this is the Docker Hub link for your image. Copy the link, go back, and in your containers section. Okay, so click on modify your deployment, or else I'll tell you from beginning. Go to your home page. So get into this container section. So click on this container service. So inside this section, you will find deployments section. Okay. So as you know, in our deployment section, we are running Hello World program, and the output of this Hello World program is this one, right? So we want our own project to be running. So our project is located in Docker Hub. So I have taken that Docker Hub link, copy, and I will change the deployment. So I'll click on modify deployment. Okay. So here in the name, in this container name, you can provide one name, and I can here I'll say my project from Docker Hub. Okay. So I'll say my project from Docker Hub. I'm providing here. Okay, and here the important thing is you need to provide the image location. So here you can see there are it enter the image reference from a public registry, and remember that this image is already, we know that it is in publicly available, that means anybody can access. Why? Because we have created a public repository. Okay, so copy this. So this can be copied, copy and paste it in this location. Okay, Control V, Control A, sorry, I'll change and I'll say Control V colon 1. Okay, so I think 1, it should bring this first project. Okay, so I'll say colon 1 and I'll say I had already opened port number 80 and I'll provide port number 80, and I'll just click on save and deploy. That's it. Okay, so simply what you need to do is you need to change your container name and you need to provide your image location. Okay, then I'll say save and deploy. That's it. So hurry to Bablu is not a valid reason, it does not match the pattern. Okay, I'll just do one thing. uh, I'll just remove this colon one. It will, I think it, if we do this it will take the latest. Oh sorry, not that is not the problem. So spaces we are providing. So I'm removing the spaces. Now I'll check. So save and deploy. Done. So now this is version number 2, which is provided by this container service, and it is fetching the project from here, and it is deploying the image onto the AWS container. Okay. So let us wait and see how it will happen. So creating deployment.
की जगह एक्सक्यूज मी सर।
Yeah, tell me, Sai.
सर हम बोल रहे थे कि हम लोग वन की जगह लेटेस्ट देंगे तो वो वर्क करेगा कि नहीं करेगा सर?
वर्क करेगा वो, एक्चुअली हमारे पास दो है ना यहाँ पे।
ओके
सो वन दिया तो वो पहले वाला ले लेगा, अगर
ओके
लेटेस्ट बताए तो ये सेकंड वाला लेगा। ठीक है, अगर हम विदाउट वर्जन नंबर भी देंगे तो, फॉर एग्जांपल हरी टू पब्लू डॉकर प्रोजेक्ट विदाउट मेंशनिंग एनी टैग, वो तो सीधा डायरेक्टली लेटेस्ट वर्जन ले लेगा। ठीक है।
ओके सर। थैंक यू सर।
Okay, so I'll get back and see. Okay, still the deployment is happening. If we see, okay, activating deployment. Okay, so as you can see, the status has changed to running. So our deployment is successful, right? So we have just uploaded this new version, and automatically you can see. So there are actually two images. So this was an older image, which is an hello world image, and this is the latest image I have provided from Docker Hub. So as you can see, the older has become inactive and the newer version has become active. So if at all sometime if you want to enable the older version, you can do that also. If what you can do is just simply just modify and redeploy. So what this will happen is this will make this project active. Okay, so similarly like that you can also bring the previous project up. Okay, so I'll get back and see if at all my container is working. So I'll just click on this and we shall see. So it is giving me as the same output. I think because of the cache, I'll just refresh the page. Okay, so 404 no such service is there. So I'll just refresh. No such service is there. But the thing is, our my image got uploaded, right? So my image got uploaded and it is here. So I don't know what is the problem. It is not working. So I'll just check. Did we properly uploaded? So I'll see. Go check my image. Okay, this version number one we have tried, right? So what is the output of this version number one? So this was our version number one, right? So we'll see. Okay, it need to show the basic landing page only. So that is the reason it might not be showing. So the default configuration page it has to show. Okay, no problem. So we have another project, latest project. We'll try this one. Okay. So I'll go back to this repository. So again I'll say I'll take this latest version. Okay. So latest version I'll try to redeploy. Okay, so I'll go back to my light side. So here I'll be adding new version. Okay, so I'll say modify your deployment. So the same project I'll say latest. Okay, so I'll say latest. So latest is nothing but my second version. This is the second version. Okay, so let me see. So again, just I've changed the same project name and just change it to latest. Or else in your normal terms, we can say the version number also. So I'll go. The container you want to choose as public endpoint must respond to public. Okay, I'll say my public respond only. I think we need not change this. Public endpoint 80. Okay, no problem. So then scroll down and I'll say save and deploy. Okay, it is activating. Right, it is in a running condition now. So I'll get back and see if at all this image is working. Okay, still that our previous version is only active. Okay, now my actual the latest deployment has came into active. So to access this, we need to open this link. So click on this. Okay, so here you can see the actual output, right? So we are able to deploy our container successfully, right? So you can just go back and see first what we have done is, so if at all, if I repeat all the steps. So first what we have done, so from yesterday's class we know how to create one docker image. Okay, so we know how to create docker image, and we were able to run the container, right? So in today's class what we have done is, yesterday all the things we have done locally. So we have created images, and we have run in the containers. Okay, all this will happening in the local host on this port number. As you can see, localhost 8080, right? So that means only this system can be able to access this website only on my desktop. Okay, so after this what we have done is, so we have next process what we have tried to understand is, we have tried to understand docker hub, right? So using this docker hub, so we have uploaded our project to the Docker Hub here. So we have created one Docker Hub account, right? So after creating one Docker Hub account, we what we have done is, we have tried to upload our project to the repository, right? So here all the list of my repositories. I have created one repository and I have uploaded it. Okay. So for that process, what I have done is, first I have to do the tagging one. So every project which need to be uploaded need to be tagged. So tagging, what I've done, I've used this command docker tag project name space my username and the project name. So the username and the project name you can get from the docker hub. Okay, it should be same from here. So every docker hub project will be followed by one user name. So tagging I have done. So after doing the tagging part, I'm just try to log in into my Docker Hub. So for that, I have used Docker login. So in this terminal, I have just used the command Docker login, and I've just login into my Docker Hub account. Okay, using my using my email address and password. So after logging in, what I have done, I have used push command. Okay. So for the push command, I have used docker push space username followed by my project name. Right. So for this, I used this command docker push, and I have tried to upload my project to the Docker Hub. So using this command, I was able to upload my project to the Docker Hub. So after uploading, I have seen that it has been visible in this section. Okay. So this is the project which I have uploaded from the command line. Okay. So right after this, what I have done. So try to run images on light sail containers, right? So what I have done, so created a container, right? So here we have what we have done, we have just created one container. So after creating one container, so modified deployment and added docker hub image to the container, right? So what we have done, so we have just clicked on this modify your deployment, and here I have added my docker hub image. So you got this link from this docker hub account. So this is the project I want to deploy. So I have taken this name username followed by my project name, and then I have just pasted the same inside my image section, and I have clicked on this save and deploy. So then automatically the latest build which I have uploaded, which came into existence, right? So here you can see now this is now our container has been hosted publicly on the internet. So how to access my container is using this public domain link. Okay, click on this, you'll be able to access your container, right? So now you can see this link you can access from anywhere in the world using your mobile or desktop, laptop, tab, or any other place you can able to access. So previously it was working on our local computer only, local host it was working. So now it is working on the internet. Okay. So this is how you will be hosting your images onto the Docker hub. Okay. So from Docker hub to the light say. Okay, so this you can just practice. Okay, this is also one more this is actually one of the easiest way. So next we'll explore about what we say ECS service, so elastic cloud. So next is we can, after this we can work on Kubernetes. Okay, so we'll go step by step. So as you can see, the easiest method, first light sail we have completed. So tomorrow, hopefully, we'll work with ECR and ECS. So ECR and ECS are provided by AWS. ECR is similar to your Elastic Cloud Registry. So here it is same as Docker Hub. So we were able to upload our images onto Docker Hub, right? So similarly, you can also upload your images to ECR. So similarly here, ECS is nothing but your running a container. Actually, this is in a very bigger is that means how practically people are executing their containers. That is how what is this ECS platform and what are all its features, how to create a cluster. So actually that is a bigger process. So that we'll be working tomorrow. Then after that we'll be working on Kubernetes. Okay, same thing how we will be executing using this Kubernetes. So okay, so we'll go step by step. So today try to complete this light sail one. So because this is easiest and you can try this, and please also try to modify the update. Okay, so at least what would I suggest is at least you can try up to 10 versions. So here I have just uploaded only two modifications, right? Oh, hardly two modifications and three modifications I have done. So you need to experiment the whole process. So again, you need to create one image, upload onto Docker Hub, and again deploy onto Lightsail. So these steps need to be repetitively done, such that you will get very familiar with the process. Okay, so then only you will get confidence for facing the interview. Okay, so these steps you please try to repeat it again and again, and please I'm requesting everyone to make some good notes. Okay, so what you have understood and what are the steps you have followed, each step, because today while working it might look very easy, but even if I ask you this after 15 days, you might not be able to recollect the same. So that is the time when your notes will come into picture. Okay, so please write down and make some notes while you are practicing. Okay, and that is it for today's class. And if you are having any doubts, I'll be here to clarify the doubts. And if at all, if you are having any doubts, if you are having no doubts, you can leave the class. Okay, and we'll meet in tomorrow's class. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay.